this is really, really not so it's out of tune, but I'm also not a professional, so it's not gonna sound, and I'm not even like, I'm an amateur, if that. I learned a few chords. Let's see. One of those. Okay, let's try this. You guys tell me. That's it. That's it. So anyway, make long story short, we have this chicory. It's very rich. I like it. It's dark. It's meditative. We have to get it tuned and polished and repaint it. Don't have the funds for that right now, but that's what needs to be done with this piano. And as far as me, I just play for fun. Like, maybe I'll go to classes. I don't know. I have my hands full. I have 3 kids. One's still a baby. He just turned 1, but to me, that's still a baby. 1 will be 3 in September. 1 will be 10 in November. I'll see y'all in 5 years, you know, when I have a teenager. I feel like I feel like it's only going to be more difficult, because it's going to be like her bringing back energies of others that are impressionable. Because like, one thing I know with children, once they get to a certain age, the world and other people around them and who they resonate with, and like whatever they're, you know, a part of, or whatever group or whatever, those people are as impressionable as their parents at that time. Maybe not as exactly as impressionable, but like when I was a kid, I didn't want to listen to what my parents were saying, doing, or suggesting. It was just like, after I think it was like age 11, it was just like, nothing that you're saying or doing is great. But the cool thing about my daughter is that at least we are the same sign. At least our birthday is within the same week. So a lot of things that she finds interesting, I found interesting, I still find interesting. So whether she knows it or not, like, I'm cool as hell, you know, like, as whether she knows it or not, like, I find her quite fascinating. I mean, I want her to know it, but she may think, you know, that I'm strict because I'm not a friend mom. I'm just like, mom. I'm not like interested in being friends with like a 10-year-old. Like, what? I don't like being called bro or bruh or whatever, like she says. But anyway, this isn't about me being a mom necessarily. This is just about the fact that this is very peculiar stage for me. I don't really know how to, like, I feel odd in this stage of my life, because I never necessarily wanted to be a mom, but I don't regret it. Like, I'm obviously at one point I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be a mom at this time, and this is how my life is going to look for the most part going forward, as far as I can presume, like, you know. But there was a time where I wanted to be child free, and at that it was very good reasons as to why, but it wasn't enough for me to be like dead set on that at a particular time in my life. You know, after a while I was like, okay, actually I value Christmas and Thanksgiving with my parents. I had a good childhood. Like, I valued having a family and grandmom and grandpop and cousins and stuff like that. I liked having a family, and I liked having other children that I interacted with that were part of my family, and that was great. So what's so scary about having that for myself? I mean, my parents seem to be quite happy that they had kids, and so why wouldn't I be? You know, like so for me, just I just went back and thought about a lot of the things when I was 19. Like I had thought that I set my mind on to, and I thought about why I decided, oh, I don't want any children. And a lot of it had to do with the fact, like a lot of it was simplistic. I will never be able to be myself. My body will get destroyed. I will be sad and depressed. I will never be able to live a life. Not understanding that, like, my mom lived a full life as a mom. Like, her life, she had her life as a mother. Like, she was a mom. And, like, that was a big part of her life. But she also incorporated us in her things that she did out before she became a mom. Like, she used to sculpt, and she did interior design, and she just kind of like still did that, you know. And so I guess there are women, unfortunately, who lose themselves in being a mom. But for me, like, I made a little short, and I was like, you know, things that I used to do before I became a mom. And it's just like, I still do those things. Like, as you can see, I still paint. Like, I still have my artwork. I still paint, and I still make my, like, short stories and write poems and stuff. Like, it hasn't stopped. And I still make incense from hand, and I still do photography. Like, those things only now I have little people that I can do that with, and I can do that for, and then they give me their opinion about it. And I find it fascinating, and it only helps me to grow as an artist. And so then, and also, like, my story is now more complex. Like, there was times where I just didn't have much of a life. At least that's how, you know, people who were jerks to me would say, you know, you need to get a life, Rhodia. Like, when I was 19, 20. Now I just have, like, I don't have time for myself. Like, everything, I make it, but I have to make it. Before, I just had all the time in the world for myself. But now I have to make the time for myself. I have a lot going on in my life. I have 3 kids. And some people say to themselves, or say to me even, if they're bold enough, if they're brave enough, that you're foolish for having 3 kids. But, you know, my 3 kids are getting older and healthier and just more articulate every single day. There's no decline in their growth. They're growing exponentially. They're making progress. They're not suffering immensely as the years go on, but life is getting better for them. They're progressing. So I know that this isn't a foolish thing, but that's because I'm resourceful. I don't see how anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or a millionaire, it doesn't matter if you're working class, doesn't matter if you're middle class or upper middle class, regardless, like, everyone needs a community around them and resources to be great at being a mom. That's what I feel. What do you think?